Well, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Elegant Sentiments Today. I'm Cheryl Abernathy, and I'm the owner of Elegant Sentiments, and I'm a Stampin' Up, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I have a fun card that I want to share with you today. So let's go ahead and get started. I hope that your day is going well. And let's see here. We'll take a peek at the products that we're going to be using. This card, I'm using Pearl Basic Jewels just because I'm trying to use up my stash, but you could also use the iridescent pearls that are on the current line. And I'm going to be using the Lovely and Sweet. Actually, I'm not using the stamp set, but I am using this die for today's project. So these are the Lovely and Sweet dies that coordinate with this stamp set. And I'm also going to be using the Deckled Circles dies. And the way I'm using this die is I think this is Nature's Sweetness design specialty designer series paper. I think that's what it's called. I'll have to check that. But it's nice because these dies, they actually cut out a couple of the images in this DSP, which is really nice. It'll cut out the one that we're using tonight, which is this big almond plant, and it cuts out this cocoa plant, and I think it cuts out this little flower, vanilla flower over here. I think, yeah, it does. So when you get this DSP, if you have these dies, it'll cut them out. So that's always a nice little bonus. So for, excuse me, really kind of clogged up this evening. So here is our project that we are using today. So we're using a different piece of the designer series paper. We have our die cut, and then we have a foiled sentiment and a coordinating envelope. So the way that this, let me show you how this opens up. So that's how that card works. So to get that to cut properly, you want to, when you die cut, this is the fold of an A2 card. And so you want to leave some of the die hanging off the top, and then that'll create the proper fold. So you align your die, whichever one you want to use. I just happen to use, this one is it's not the biggest one. It's the third one in of the die set. So, but you can go bigger because there's a little bit of room to go bigger, but this is the size that I wanted. And then I just cut it this way, and I did the same thing with the designer series paper, just left an edge at the top so that it'll have a straight edge along with our card base. So that's how you create the card base. And I've gone ahead and done the pre-work like I usually do. I've got the envelope that I've already put the DSP on. I've gone ahead and die cut that flower out of the designer series paper. And I have a foiled sentiment already done. And then I've done my die cuts on the card base and the DSP. So we'll go ahead and put those together really quick and easy. This is a really nice one to do if you don't have a lot of time, because it's really just a few die cuts. And if you have sentiments already done, I try to make up sentiments and already have them, especially if I'm going to do labels like the ones I'm using today. I just have a little box that has a bunch of them in them, and it's easy for me to, when I'm making a card, then to just grab a sentiment out of there and you're done. So say anything you can do to save time. If I'm die cutting sentiments, let me get that straight. Yeah. So I'm using glue on this one just to give myself some a little bit of wiggle room, but you can use anything. And there we go. And the sentiment, excuse me, the die cut image, I just kind of take a look at how I want part of it to be off at the top. So we'll go ahead, and you could use, and I didn't think to do it before I die cut it, but you could use double-sided adhesive sheets, which is really nice for something like this. This is big enough you don't really have to worry about glue sticking out of the edges, but just to be safe, the double-sided adhesive would be really a good idea when you make your die cut. And just glue it down. Excuse me, let me take a sip here. Hold on. Okay, that's better. And then I went ahead and made my bow. The bow, I used the thread again for this card, but this time I used white thread and gold thread. So we got two different threads there. And I just made it with a really long tail so I can just pull that and snip it to where I want to snip it to. And I'm going to use a glue dot on this to tack that down. Twirl it a little bit and stick it right about at the edge of that almond plant. And then take my snips and give it a little trim. Okay. And then we'll use some dimensionals to put the sentiment on. And you can use any kind of sentiment. You can, if you don't have a foiler, you can use gold embossing, or you can just use a dark cardstock pebbled path, I think this is, on and white, or you can just use good old standard black and white. But I'm probably could have used the mini dimensionals on this, but I started with these, so that's what we'll finish up with. And I like to use more than I need to, just so that I'm sure that my sentiment is not going to sag, especially if I'm going to mail it, which this one I will be. I like this design. A friend of mine, Jackie Beers, who is in my Stampin' Up, she's a Stampin' Up friend that I made when I became a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And she did a card using the rectangle dies. And I thought that was really cute. And so I told her I was going to nab her idea and for my video this week. So I ended up with the deckled circles. So I'm going to put so I thank Jackie for giving me the idea to do the die cut. I'd seen it. Someone had used a snowflake once that I had seen during Christmas time. And I thought that was really cute. And I like using the circle dies this way as well. And then the last thing we have to do is add our our little embellishments, I'm going to use a big one on this bow. If I can get it. There we go. And then I'll use the smaller ones just to put around this big plant. Just add a little touch of elegance with the pearls. And you can put as few or as many as you want. I like, for this one, I think because the die cut is so big, I want to put more than just the usual 2 or 3 that I would do. Okay, and then I'll do a couple more down here. And I'll do it right there. Okay. So there you have it, a really simple shaped card. Not a lot of work, very easy to do, and you have a nice, soft, elegant look. So I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you liked today's project and that you'll try it out. If you do, be sure to share it and let me know. And remember to give me a thumbs up if you like this card. And I'll be back again next Thursday with another card to share. I hope that you have a fabulous week. Stay safe and remember to live graciously. Bye now.